Did you watch Dynamite?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they have one of these.
What was the rating for that, Joe?
For Raw, 1.8. They did like same as last week.
Dynamite.
There's no rating out yet. It'll be out tomorrow. It got backed up because of 4th of July week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't know it. I honestly don't think I would predict it wouldn't be that great. So Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland open up against Orange and Darby Allin in the Blind Eliminator Tag Team title match. Cassidy, there was a pretty funny spot where Cassidy was doing his like nonchalant stuff with Keith Lee, and Keith Lee like double chopped him, and it looked devastating. He like gave him the double slap to the chest and like knocked him down. I thought that was a funny spot. But basically, you know, this if there's a match where there's guys that weigh under 200 pounds wrestling guys that weigh over 300 pounds, the guys that weigh under 200 pounds win every single time. So the Cassidy and Allin won this match. After the match, Lee bumped fists with Allin and then did the nonchalant hand touch with Cassidy. So whatever. I mean, what did you think of this, Konnan?
Well, this was a good match. Very hot crowd. They loved Lee. But it was weird to me because at the beginning I was thinking, bro, this promo makes no sense. Why would Darby, a babyface, tell another babyface who's 3 times his size to take his head out of his? Are they tight like that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, it's kind of
and weird. Why would he tell him to tag with his enemy? And he does, because he was like, oh, go out there and, or you can do nothing about it. So I'm like, then if you remember right before the match, they actually showed a video package where they show Swerve jumping off on Lee's stomach, who has like a concrete block on top of it. So why would you and I'm thinking, so why would you tag with this guy? But then the commentator said this was the Blind Eliminator tag team match. So that's what it was, but I still don't understand why in the finish, if Swerve was going to do the job, why didn't Lee have something to do with it to keep their feud going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of weird. So then they did a video package with Darby Allin. This is so weird. They did this video package after the match. It's kind of like out of place on the show. No, it's kidding. It's weird placing on the show. But Allin was talking about the Buddy Wayne Training Academy. And Allin spoke of training at the facility. And then Darby spoke about Buddy's son, Nick Wayne, being 8 years old when he trained there. And Allin recalled being texted that Buddy died. And he said he punched the window in the steering wheel, then wondered what Nick would do. Then Darby said he made a pact to watch over Nick even though he doesn't need it because he's tough. Then Allin recalled asking Tony if he'd seen Nick wrestle and say he needs to be in AEW. Then Allin said it wasn't about their friendship. It's that Nick was that good at age 16. Allin said Nick is 18 now and he's ready for this. Have you ever seen any highlights of Nick Wayne, Konnan?
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
He's good. I mean, I don't think I think other people think he's better than I think he is, but a lot of people do think he's like great. Yeah.
I'm not gonna exactly. It's like the hype makes me, come to this comment. It's like they're showing highlights of the kid and stuff, and I've seen some highlights. Bro, he's your typical like what generation is Gen Z or Gen X? What's
Gen Z?
The Gen Z. He's your typical Gen Z skinny thigh slapper like wrestler. Like he's definitely he's gonna be thigh slapping. He's skinny. I mean, he's like it's like I don't know. It's like he's not Goldberg. Okay, let's put it that way.
He's not trying to be Goldberg.
But the funny thing is, poor Swerve has to wrestle this guy next week, and I think they're going to have Swerve do another job for this guy.
I don't think Swerve would mind because I think they're both from the same area. Yeah. But
bro, Swerve is like lost, like Swerve is losing every match on TV.
Yeah.
And he's very talented. I'm like, what do you do? Why do you keep putting this guy on TV and beating him? He's like, he should be going over like he's in that group with Prince Nana. I don't know. It's like he's one guy that's grossly miscast on that show.
Looks like he had a match with Swerve and Nick Wayne had a match just a couple of months ago for Defy. So
let me tell you, here's the thing big deal. So here's the thing. I mean, why is that interesting, Joe? Just right off the
well, it just it means that they've had experience with each other. It's not their first go round.
Defy.
Okay, and here we go.
I don't know. That's all. Just go. You're harming your chances for a Defy booking. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So next is Go ahead.
Let me just say this about that video package. Bro, they've been doing a really good job recently, finally, after 4 years of doing a couple, because there's another video package here that was good. At least they're doing better video packages instead of those 20 seconds, video packages they were doing before that didn't resonate. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So Shivani was in the parking lot when Jack Perry arrived in the SUV, and he got out. He's kind of looking like a Hollywood now. He said what happened last week was ridiculous. He says he's not a thug from New York and want to do business in the ring. And Perry said he was going to Tony Khan's office to demand an FTW title match. Then Hook showed up and attacked him, and then Perry got in the back of the SUV and had the driver pull away. So, bro, have you ever heard? Let me ask you a question. Have you heard Hook say 3 words on this show? Like, I've
heard him say 3 words, but he doesn't talk a lot.
Yeah,
but that's his gimmick, like the strong, silent guy, and we all know a guy like that that's very introverted. So I just thought this was very quick and it looked kind of amateurish. I know it's storyline progression, but there was nothing there to hook me, to invest in, or want to see more. Bro, he should be, like you said, the Hollywood. He already had his shirt open all the way, right. Wear some chains, wear some stunner shades, come out with your girl dressed to the hot cat suit. You know what I'm saying? With a fur, whatever, and just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just looks like just a normal guy.
Yeah, if they were going to do something with these 2 guys on the show, I just wish it didn't feel so, like, crammed in there and quick, But I'm guessing this will probably lead to Anna Jay coming out with Jungle Boy. She's probably going to be his manager.
She should already be doing that, dude.
I know.
She should have been in that car with him.
She'll probably interject in that feud or whatever.
So next is footage here of MJF sitting outside a gym and said he's been waiting for Adam Cole to arrive. Then Cole opened the door and said he's been doing cardio for an hour. MJF wondered where the t-shirt he gave Cole was, but Cole blew him off and went back inside. Then MJF started a bench press set, and Cole said he would spot him and looked at his phone instead. Then MJF spotted an overweight man and told Cole a corny joke at his expense. And Cole told MJF that he couldn't say things like that anymore and said it wasn't funny. Then Cole asked MJF who the man reminded him of, and Cole said and MJF said Tony Schiavone simultaneously. Then Cole took his turn doing bench presses while MJF spotted him, and MJF was surprised by Cole's strength. What did you think of this vignette?
Well, I'm a big fan of MJF and Adam Cole, but I did not like this. It was not that funny to me.
It wasn't funny. It defeated the purpose, too, because they were trying to make it sound like they shot it to make it look like Cole was like bench pressing 315 pounds.
Right, which he can't.
But they had it cropped off. So you knew there was just like they're working it. So like it was.
And here's the other worst part. If you remember when he picked him up in his car last week, he was like, "Yeah, let's go out on a night on the town." It was nighttime, so they should have shown him in clubs and getting kicked out and maybe drunk and whatever. But they show him in a gym, and it was not funny. Which is, it happens.
So next of the Acclaimed are wrestling the Bollywood Boys and some guy named Harv. And they go over in like 6 minutes, and then after the match, the screen comes up, and the chick Harley Cameron's on the screen, and she was on the QTV set and said she made a video, said she's the most talented musician on the roster. Then Billy took the mic and said he had something for her, and it only comes in 2 words, and he yelled, "Suck it." This was like I
didn't understand why
this whole segment is like, why are they? But they're doing nothing with these angles suck. Like if that was an angle that like this was, you basically put these guys in a squash match. You've been doing nothing with them except having them come out and cut generic promos, and now they're in an angle with the QTV people. Oh, I don't know. They should be higher on the card.
Did you know that Harley Cameron was in that music video with Scarlett and Shotzi that they put out last year?
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, she was the third one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did he just say?
Harley was in that music video with Scarlett and Shotzi last year. They put out around Halloween. Remember they put that video out? I think we talked about it on the show.
So Eddie Kingston won the New Japan Open Weight Championship.
Yes.
And I heard he was crying. Okay.
Probably.
Oh yeah. They showed a video. Well, as you know, he's a humongous Japanese wrestling fan, so probably that's the first time he's ever won anything.
And he's one of the only guys in AEW that doesn't have a belt, so he had to have a belt. It's not like everybody has a belt.
Well,
I don't know.
Here's the thing, bro. The thing's called and I never heard of this until a couple weeks ago.
But
something open.
Yeah, right. I don't New Japan. It'd be nice. I know that all the hardcore marks that watch AEW are fans. Know what it is, but I don't, and a lot of people don't. Like, who held it, what's its significance, what is this belt about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's called the Never Openweight Championship, and Never is an acronym of the terms New Blood, Evolution, Valiantly, Eternal, and Radical.
Oh my God!
There you go.
All right, so then they go to a video of Moxley talking about Kingston, and he said it off the Kingston spent so much time talking about the younger generation not having respect. Moxley said we spend time building the next generation, and said he has a dream of Kingston letting go of the past, embracing the future. We can't pretend that dream is reality. Eddie, answer your phone, Moxley concluded. Or at least they're selling that angle.
Bro, let me tell you. No. There's a couple of things here that I thought was wrong. For number one, if you guys hate each other, why are you telling him to answer the phone? Just talk to him in the dressing room when you see him. And the other thing is, this was like a baby's face interview because Moxley goes, hey, we're building the next generation. He's a heel. I'd be like, next generation. They're entitled snowflake. You and me, there's a problem. We need to talk. But why is he? And, bro, what? Am I misremembering something? But was he bleed? Did he have like dried up blood during this promo on his head?
Yeah, because it's from the week before.
Okay.
Yeah. It was shot after
the match. All right.
Yeah, this is very confusing. We've talked about all the championships and how many New Japan has. That Never Openweight that I just mentioned is only one of the Openweight championships. Kingston doesn't hold that. He holds the Strong Openweight. So my mistake on that. I didn't know there was 2 Openweight titles.
Oh my God! All right. So next, this is my favorite part of the show. They keep putting this guy RJ City on.
I don't like him.
Right.
And he doesn't come dressed for work, okay? Because he just looks like a guy, like he doesn't have a suit on, or it's just a guy backstage, and they have the blind elimination thing. Paquette said they drew Matt's name earlier regarding his tournament partner, and City announced it was Jeff. Hardy asked if it was his brother, but City informed him that he'd be teaming with Jeff Jarrett. The Matt said he hates Jeff Jarrett. And you know how they ended this thing? The out on this was the guy, he goes back to spinning the thing. Like that was the out.
Right. And Renee's telling him to spin it. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that City guy needs to tone it down a little bit.
I think stuff like that is just when you have a critical eye and you're watching shows like for production glitches, like that to me is hysterical, Because I'd be like going like who? I'd be like cut. Like who bro, do it and pull a name out. Like don't go to Brit, like make it look like you're actually doing something. So Jericho comes out to Judas. He got a babyface pop. He was putting over Canada. And basically, I don't want to go too long in this. Don Callis comes out, starts putting Chris over, and basically asks Jericho to join the Don Callis family. And Jericho says maybe and walks off. And that's the gist of that segment. I mean, there wasn't.
You said I don't join stables. I start stables or something like that.
Cody, any comment on that segment? That was basically the gist of it. I don't really know how to really explain anything else.
Here's my only, Jericho, Callis, even though they're both on the disco list and they deserve to be on it, they're both friends of the show, okay? But I just didn't understand why out of nowhere, maybe because he's in Alberta and that's where he started, he just turned face. He just literally turned face. A baby face interview out of nowhere. Why? I don't understand that.
I think it's because of what you said.
Was in Canada.
Yeah, that's all.
That. You're a heel. What are you, a heel in everywhere except your hometown? Okay, might be me. I like his response. Maybe I did like that, and I wouldn't mind seeing Callis and Jericho together. I thought Jericho was getting a little bit stale with the Jericho Society thing, and it happens, So either one of two things: he's either going to join Callis and become even more hated. Doesn't look like it after that promo that he did, or he becomes a humongous babyface going against Callis and his family.
Takeshita and all that. Yeah, I'd like to see them together too, especially as they're 2 very close friends of mine. It would be nice to see them on TV together,
I doubt that Don Callis is a close friend of yours or a friend at all.
So backstage, Paquette was inside dressing room with Roderick Strong, had a neck brace on. The trainer was there with him, and Strong said he felt amazing. Samson, the doc said be cautious, and Adam Cole showed up and asked Strong how he was feeling. Cole told him to be careful. Strong asked Cole what the deal was with him and MJF. And Cole said he made it clear to MJF that he has his boundaries. Cole read an MJF text and asked if he was ready to do a double clothesline. Bro, these backstage vignettes where they try to do like storyline progression are so corny. Like this was like a corny conversation.
Right.
So next was they do MJF and Adam Cole against Matt Menard of the Butcher in another blind eliminator tag team match. And basically Cole and MJF go over in 8 minutes. And then they do this. After the match, MJF called for Cole's music to stop playing. MJF played to the crowd and asked if there was any devil worshippers in the house. There were a lot of cheers followed by an MJF chant. MJF asked if there were any fans of a man with a super cool over name. And MJF told Cole to do the thing. Cole struck his pose while the fans yelled at him, Cole baby. MJF told Cole he thinks they would have done better if they hit the double clothesline earlier. MJF said that he and Cole should have another bro session and asked the fans they wanted to see it. Then a yes chant broke out. Sure, Max, why not? Cole responded. Cole tried to leave, but MJF stopped him while saying he had one more thing to tell him. He put his title belt down in the corner and yelled, Happy birthday. Then streamers shut off, and then MJF led the crowd in a happy birthday chant. MJF called for the birthday stuff, and a group of production crew members walked out dressed in black with a small birthday cake party hats and balloons. MJF put on one of the hats on his own head, then put one on Cole's head, and Cole tried to talk, but MJF put a party favor in his mouth and said, Today, it's all about Cole. MJF, it's time for the birthday song, and MJF sang a note-filled happy birthday to Cole, who cut him off and said he said he gets it, he's a good singer. Then Cole said he appreciated everything, and MJF had done more than enough. MJF said there was one more thing and told Cole to make a wish. The production guys lit one candle on the cake, and Cole blew out the candle. MJF was about to slam his face in the cake when Cole reversed and slammed MJF's face in the cake. MJF laughed and said Cole got him. Cole said he sincerely appreciates what MJF did. MJF did. Thank you, my friend, Cole said before leaving the ring, and MJF as well smiles. I'm going to read you Pal's POV, then I want to get your comment. Pal's POV. MJF is all over the place these days as a character. I'm fine with that if he can tie it all together and simply reveal that everything he's doing with Cole was a ruse from the start. The Odd Couple routine is working into live crowd reactions or any indication. I didn't think the workout video was anything special, so I hope they come up with something better for their next Bros weekend. What do you think about this?
Did you see this, Joe?
Yes, I did.
What do you think of it?
I don't really like what they're doing because it's obviously, MJF's going to turn on him and he's reeling him in and stuff. So that's just, I don't need 6 weeks to tell me that, and I don't know, that was corny, and their backstage or their gym stuff was corny.
Joe,
too.
you make a great point. Okay.
I do.
And the same thing. Yes, you do. Cause it's the same thing that I feel. It's like, where the story is going.
Right.
So they're filling in way too much time to get there with stuff like this. It's like we know where this is. Like everybody knows what the conclusion of this angle is, and which it's kind of insulting to the fans. Like, bro, you're investing all this time, and we know exactly where this is going to end. It's like stuff like this. Like this is an extra almost 10 minutes after the match is over with this birthday stuff.
Right. But on the other hand, you guys say on K100 a lot that they need more angles, they need more storytelling. So now they're giving you some story, and you don't like it. So
but the problem is MJF doesn't need 10 to 15 minutes of
just to get thrown into a tape.
Right? Just to get they're taking up way too much time for this. Would be my only. But MJF's very good at it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Konnan?
Well, I wasn't a big fan of it only, and I like MJF and Adam Cole, as I stated previously, because MJF just turned straight babyface for no reason. It's like, why? Obviously, we know he's going to come over. I'm just hoping that somehow they swerve us and Adam Cole puts him over.
Right.
Why is Adam Cole even with him? Why is he accepting to go out with him? Because he's I'm just playing along. Playing along for what? I don't understand that. And then he invites him to go out again, and he says, "Okay, yeah." That type of stuff. Even though I want to try to suspend disbelief, it's hard for me to do it. I'm willing to do it. I'm not a big fan of your top heel just turning babyface like Chris Jericho did for no reason.
Yeah.
I'd rather see another.
Good, yeah.
Another silly element to this is like, Adam Cole's like, Britt Baker's is his wife. Like his character, like going out with like MJF is that'd be like what a single guy would do or something. Like they're not even like telling any of the story. Guy. Like why does she like it? Yeah. Right. Why? I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and that would be funny if all of a sudden somebody knocks on MJF's door and he opens the door and it's him with like a sleeping bag or something, goes, "Hey, I came home and Britt locked me out because we were out partying all night. I got a spare room for you, bud." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Tell that part of the story too. So Britt Baker is interviewed by Paquette backstage about her match with Ruby and said she doesn't care anymore what Emily says about her. Soho lied when she said she took away everything she cares about, and Baker said Soho could never take her pride. She showed off the belt and said she would win it again and was just sorry she would beat Soho for the first round this time. In the first round this time. So they have a belt for this too, the Owen Hart thing?
Yeah.
Like who doesn't? If you don't have a belt in AEW, you must really suck. You know? So Britt versus Ruby Soho. Saraya was out there. Soho went for lockjaw. Storm and Saraya pulled Soho to the floor. Baker went to ringside and took out both women, and Baker put Soho in electric chair position. Then Soho performed a victory roll, and the Storm held Soho's hand from the floor to help her get the win. So the heels ran on the stage. Ruby won. The heels ran to the stage to celebrate, but Storm and Saraya headed to the back. Then Sky Blue walked out and stared down Soho, while Excalibur hyped their semifinal tournament match for next week. So we had a big stare down. Konnan, the stare down gets you interested for next week.
No.
Main event time. Okay.
Plus, let me just say this one thing. I don't know if you saw this early in the match. They almost fell on each other trying to do like a suplex spot out of the chain wrestling. Bro, look at Saraya. When she first came in, you know, all the hoopla and the promos, and now she almost seems insignificant, you know?
Yeah.
She just runs around the ring with a little spray can telling everybody they're a loser, and that's about it.
Right. So next we come to the main event. And main event, Wheeler Yuta is back in the main event scene. Justin Kenny Omega. I don't know why this is a main event. This is billed as the main event of the show. Like, this is a big main event.
Right, because they're trying to give the rub to Utah.
I guess, but nobody. I mean, so Kenny Omega goes over, which not one person in the arena thought he was going to lose. So after the match, Claudio and Takeshita enter the ring and put the boots to Omega. This was not a good beatdown at all. All right, these guys were very lazy on their putting the boots to Omega. Then Hangman Page, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson ran out with chairs and worked over the heels. Then they hit Castagnoli with the BTE trigger. Then Hangman Page wound up to hit Castagnoli with a chair, but Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds entered the ring behind them. Then Uno pulled the chair away from Page, and it looks like we had this segment was going long because it would get cut off right there, and the show ended. So what did you think of this, Konnan? Did this make you excited about the interjection of Dark Order?
Not. No, but here's the thing. They're trying to give Yuta the rub, who has improved a lot. Okay, but I don't think this was a main event worthy match. But what was really weird is when Don Callis came out and the security guards are trying to stop him, the referee ran out of the ring to stop Callis. Well, are you security now?
Yeah, that was like why does all the security come down like to get
and the ref
Don Callis? Right, exactly.
What's the ref?
Like, he's
that's
not
what
an
security's for.
It's like he's not an ominous character. Like, so then Takeshita came in behind Kenny.
Right.
And I don't know, it was just
the problem is that, and during the match, I don't know if you noticed, Omega kept selling the back of his head from that Tiger Driver 96. Sounds like a wine, a Cabernet 79. Yeah. And he even tried to put him on his shoulders to do the V trigger, and he had trouble getting him because supposedly his neck was bothering him. But let me see, what was I going to tell you? Really, the only thing on the to me, what sticks out on the show to me is even though it's wild and kind of illogical, MJF and Adam Cole, and the Don Callis, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho thing. Those are the two things that kind of have my interest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been me too. That's been our AEW Dynamite review.